Well, hello sausages. How are ya? Welcome along to me little listening party, party, have a party. Let's have lots of parties together. I just realised on the television behind me, it says John Kelly is not a TED, but actually you can't see that there's a little bit of grey writing on the screen that says TED Talk. So that's ruined that joke, really. I am a TED. Welcome to anybody who's called Ted. You're very welcome to tonight's pre-party party. You'll probably see that in the chat I've said welcome one and all. Do come and say hello when you join us. Really excited to be here this evening. I'm so at the moment, this is what's happening. Let me just show you what's happening currently. If I share my screen, currently the event is waiting to happen. It's over here, ready to go. So hopefully you've signed up to join me in the event, because I can't do it on YouTube. So you have to sign up on my Bandcamp link, which is all over the place, on my Facebook, on my Twitter. I'll drop it down in here in a minute as well. So you've got it here, just in case. But basically, when you log in, you'll see that page. And apparently it just sort of plays. And as you can sort of see down in the corner here, there's a little white box, and that's where we can chit-chat. And I'll put some bits and pieces in there as well. And we can chit-chat away. So that's really nice. I'm here in my home studio, as usual. There we are. I've got a balloon. Look, ready? See, I'm celebrating, you see. That's what it's all about. Celebrating a year ago since I achieved the impossible for me. And we got our album released. And it's gone really well. I really want to thank everyone for their support and love over the last year. With the sales of the album, I sold so many more albums than I had ever thought. I thought I'd maybe sell 5 or 6, and most of them were going to be to me dad. So thanks, Dad, for buying those 6. And poor old Laura, she bought about another 10. But no, thank you to everyone. We've sold, it's in the hundreds. It's in the hundreds. We're nearly on the thousands, but we're not quite there with 1,000. But we've done well. We've done really well on the downloads and in the purchase of the CD. And of course, a year ago tonight was just bonkers in that we got to play an amazing gig at the South Bank Centre, sold out at the Queen Elizabeth Hall. So I think I'm going to have a little drink of me Guinness. Cheers, sausages. Yay! Now, I know you're out there listening, so please do pop an hello in the chat. It'd be really, really lovely to hear from you all. It would be great. We had some questions already posted, so I'm going to copy them and put them in the chat. These ones are earlier. They came in early, these ones. So it looks like it's coming from me, but it isn't actually coming from me. So this first one is from Eileen from Sutton Coldfields. And she has asked, where did I meet Helen? That's what she wants to know. Where did I meet Helen? Helen Breyer, who plays saxophone in the band. I don't know how to turn it off. How do I get the comment hidden? Oh, I do that. And then to show it. Oh, no. Oh, it goes like that. So, Eileen from Sutton Coldfields wants to know where I met Helen from. Basically, I met Helen. We were visiting. We were both accidentally at the same time in China. and we were at a monkey sanctuary, and we both were singing harmony to a little capuchin monkey sitting on a tree, and we thought, that's beautiful. We should start a band together. So I met Helen over in China at a monkey sanctuary. So thanks to Eileen from Sutton Coldfields for that question about where I met Helen. Helen, who plays on the album, she plays saxophone and whistle, and of course she sings. Oh, the lovely Mary of London. How are you, Mary? It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Mary is such a support to me. It's unbelievable. She's always there. Thank you, Mary. And cheers to you. Let me get my Guinness up. Hold on. Let's raise a glass to Mary. Cheers, Mary. Oh, no, that's not one. Press the wrong one, Mary. Hold on. Cheers. If anybody... Yeah, China Monkey, interesting. Yeah, you didn't know that, did you? Yeah, that's where the band started, in a little monkey sanctuary just outside Shanghai. Yeah, me and Helen were singing harmony to an identical capuchin monkey who really enjoyed our singing, actually, as it goes. So that's what happened there, Mary. You're in Devon. So yeah, I know we've got listeners in Devon. We've probably got listeners in Cornwall, although they might be tuning in later on, because that's where Laura is. I know we are big in China, so I think we've got some listeners from China, from what I can work out. So yeah, let's go to the next question, which I think is quite an interesting question. And this one is from Lee Daventry from Scunthorpe. No, Lee Scunthorpe from Daventry. And he would like to know, Lee would like to know, how long is David Delcid's hair really? That's the question that Lee Scunthorpe from Daventry would like to know. Dave Delcid, how long is his hair? Well, he's not here tonight to answer for himself about how long his hair is. So I can't verify 100% how long his hair is. But I do know that it's quite long. It's substantial in length. I would say at least 45 centimetres. And if anyone else has got a view on how long David Delcid's hair is and would like to say it's longer than 45 centimetres, do pop it in the chat, because we'd all like to know. So this is a pre-listening party, just to celebrate the year's anniversary of my album being launched. So let's have a bit of confetti, eh? Woohoo! Hey! Party. And flip it. Where's my Guinness gone? There you go. I'll have that up again. So you're very welcome to the pre-listening party. If you just bear with me, what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to put in, hopefully, the link to the Bandcamp listening party there. So you've got like approximately half an hour to sign up to that, to join us with a listening party. And basically what happens over there is I won't be talking or anything like that. They just play the album from the back to the front, and we'll go hooray like that, and we have a great time. And we have it, sausages, we have it. Yeah, so sign up over, it's not too late, you can do it right up until last minute, I think. So go over to johnkellymusician.bandcamp.com/better-late-than-listening-party. Better late than never listening party. And that's so hey, hello to Laura from Cornwall. You're all very welcome, and I'm very much hoping that young Bert is listening in, because, you know, he's very important to me, is our Bert. So hello to one and all in Cornwall. To anyone who's listening in Coverack, you're very, very welcome. Now I'd like to go to the next question, which was sent in by Andrew Andertons from Anglesey. Okay. And this one was sent in earlier as well onto my website. So if you've got any questions about the album, make sure to put them in the chat. But this one is sent in from Andrew Anderton from Anglesey. And he wants to know, did Pickles play the spoons on the album? Thank you, Andrew, for your question. By the way, just to recap, if anybody knows how long Dave Delcid's hair is, don't forget to put that in the chat. We're reckoning between 30 and 45 centimetres at the moment. But did Pickles play the spoons on the album? And there is a spoon that Pickles walked on stage with at the Queen Elizabeth Hall last year, but that isn't the spoon that he played with. And unfortunately, no, he did not play the spoons on the album. He was too shy, basically. So he didn't play the spoons. But a round of applause to Andrew Anderton for sending in that brilliant question. Thank you very much. And Eileen from Sutton Coldfield, I hope you're happy with your answer too about where me and Helen first met. Yes, that monkey sanctuary in Shanghai, singing harmony to a capuchin monkey. It was marvellous. So we have got, how long have we got? I've got to keep an eye on the clock, because we're going to finish this stream about 20 past, because I've got to go over to the listening party. I'll put the link in again in a little bit. But for now, we're just like chilling out, having a few beers, getting ready for the listening party. When you tune in, that's what you'll see, a little black screen, and it'll play the album automatically. And I'll be there in the chat. I won't be able to, you won't hear my voice or anything like that. It'll just be in the chat, and you'll be able to listen to the album in peace, and listen to the great musicians on the album. And you'll be able to comment. You'll be able to ask questions and that sort of thing. And we'll do our best to answer, like we are doing now. Like where I met Helen. How long's Dave's hair? Did Pickles play the spoons? All that kind of stuff. If you've got a question and you haven't submitted it to me, that's absolutely fine. You can still do it now in the chat. That would be great. As you can see in the back, John is not a TED talk. My screen has just gone semi-live. So there you go. It is now live over in the chat. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put like a little welcome message so that everyone who comes in and information about the access pack should anyone need the the lyrics or anything like that. You'll be able to get them on the link which I'm putting in right now. So there we go. That's in there. And basically, just to read out, I'm sort of dedicating tonight to my lovely Uncle Liam, who sadly passed away last weekend, and we're all sort of a bit down about it and that sort of thing. But we had a beautiful time with him a few months ago, celebrating his 90th birthday, and Andrew's 60th birthday, and Laura's 30th birthday. And that was a really, really special night with Uncle Liam that we'll, savour all the more so now. It was really special. But I'm dedicating tonight to him because he's always supported me, and the whole family have been really behind us where we've done the album, and all my music career, they've been behind me. So this one's for you, Uncle Liam, and thank you for allowing me to dedicate that to him. So make sure you say hello in the chat if you haven't done so already. Mary's having bad signal problems down in Devon. I don't know how it is in Cornwall. I'd imagine it's jumping all over the place, ain't it? But in the chat, let me know where you're listening from, because I do like to hear that sort of thing. I like to know where you are, what you've been up to, how the weather is, where you are today. It's marvellous weather here in sunny Wimbledon. So that's great. Hold on, I've got to move this button around a bit because I keep pressing the wrong one, which is a real annoying little thing. So I've got to adjust it, ready for the listening party. That's what this is all about. It's about being ready for our listening party that we're going to share together in probably under about 20 minutes now, is it? Something like that? Yeah, something like that. Oh, I've got a question. Oh, why is the same song on the album twice? I take it by that you are asking about the Shamrock you sent me. Well, good question. Good question. Oh, and someone already is in the chat on the listening party, which starts in 26 minutes. Queen17 has said, "Hello, JK, I'm listening from Northampton." I reckon I know who that is. So, going back to the question. I am techie, you're right. Curious Minds of Kovrak. Let me answer the question head on, directly to you. It's because both versions were so different, and I loved them both. Ted did the ballad version with me, and we both kind of felt that was the real sentiment of the song. So the background to that song, Patrick Hastings, who's a great grand uncle of mine, wrote that song over in America. My great gran sent Shamrock over to America to celebrate. My great gran to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And Patrick Hastings was a poet, and he knew it. So anyway, so the first version of the song is that gentle ballad version, but you know me, Curious of Kovrak. I like to be a little bit of a punk and a little bit more raucous, and that version of we really enjoyed doing it. And basically, I got a signal from Yoda, who's here tonight. There's Yoda. And Yoda told me to put both versions in the album. So it was all Yoda's fault, basically, as to why there are both versions. But thank you for that question. And now you've got a following on. Is there any other cutlery on the album? That's a very good question. And if you don't mind me saying, quite a deep question about, are there any other bits of cutlery on the album? And it's very interesting. Helen has now joined on the chit chat on the other one. Did you know we met in China? I've left that in the chat over there. It's really hard when it's going on everywhere. But let me just show you. Let me just show you what's going on. So this is what's happening in the Bandcamp thing. And you can just sort of see there. It's a bit small, isn't it? It's a bit small. I can zoom in a bit, maybe. But there's Helen. And she's in, listening from Bedfordshire. And so is Cara, listening from Northampton. So going back to Curious from Kovrak. No, there was too much percussion. Paula hogs it. She's got drums and Kahan, and then Ginge came in with a baroon and played as well. And there was just too many people banging stuff. You know, Ginge was banging stuff. Paula was banging stuff. Dave Del Cid bangs his guitar. Pickles was just banging on all night. So I didn't want him to bang on anything else. So essentially there are no other cutlery in the album. But following on from that question from Curious of Kovrak, thank you. I hope I've answered your question. The next question comes from Maureen. And Maureen would prefer not to say where she comes from. Bit curious, isn't it? Bit curious from Maureen, who won't say where she's from. Anyway, she wants to know how does Paula make up all them rhythms? How does she do it? Well, I'll tell you a little secret there. Essentially, she makes it up in her head. She gets voices of rhythm in her head. And it all comes out through her arms onto the cajon. And suddenly, we have to follow the rhythm. And that's how it works. It's all stuff from the voices in Paula's head. And that's how she gets all the rhythms. Now, the next question, I'm going to hurry up because we've only got 20 minutes before it actually kicks off. Andrew Anderton from Anglesey has asked, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good is Joanne Cox on the cello? Well, Andrew, I would say 15, if not 20. 10 being very, very good. She's a lot more than that. She's higher than 10. She's 15, 20. I'd like to go as far as 100. She is phenomenal on that cello. And also, the same question came in from Mick McManus, who was the famous wrestler from the 70s, but he wasn't asking about Joanne Cox. He was asking about Oliver Cross, and he wanted to know, on a scale of 1 to 10, how good was Oliver Cross on the harmonica? Well, Mick McManus, famous wrestler from the 1970s. Do you remember Mick McManus? He had the big blue shorts, that went right up over his belly button. I would say on a par with the quality of Joe Cox's cello playing. So 15, 20, 30. It's all, you know, yeah. I'm just letting them over know on the other chat that we're in YouTube for next 10 mins, then here. Welcome all. So the music starts over here. At the moment, I'm bouncing around. I don't know. I didn't do that. That's that lot in Bandcamp doing that. So that's quite good, isn't it? So we're having a lovely time. It's all working so far. It's all going to crash as soon as the thing happens, isn't it? So anyway, the questions we haven't answered, and maybe you could pop them in the chat if you know the answer to this. Curious of Kovrak, or Queen 17 from Northampton, or Mary of London. How long is David Delsid's hair? And the other one that I haven't answered yet is actually from, I'm going to put it in the chat here. From Julia in Epsom. She wants to know, what's the quickest bus to Morden from here? Here being Epsom. Well, Julia, I like to be able to give everyone the answers they need, and I would say it's the 293. There you go. That's what I would say. So I'm going to take one more question, and then I'm going to read a bit of the sleeve notes before I wrap up here. Finally, a question has come in from Sharon O'Shaughnessy from Upper Pert in Limerick. And she has asked, is the album still available along with that great merchandise you've got? Well, Sharon O'Shaughnessy, you'll be very, very pleased to know that the album and the merchandise are all available on Bandcamp. So if you go over there later on, you can click on your merchandise, you can buy the album, you can download the album. What would really, really help tonight is if everyone could share the links with your friends and family and get the album out there. Joe Kelly, you're very, very welcome. How are you? Welcome. Are you in Abbeyfield at the moment? Are you over in Ireland? We just had a question about our great, great, great uncle Patrick Hastings and why there was two versions of the song on the album. Joe is a relative of mine, and you're very, very welcome. And it's lovely to have you here. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm going to put the link in again for the listening party, just so that, because in about 10 minutes time I'm going to sign off here and go over to Bandcamp and get ready just for, there's the link. So go over to johnkellymusician.bandcamp.com/merch. Better late than never listening party, and that's where we'll be listening to the album. Okay? So that's where that's going to be. Let me just see if I can... Yeah, I'll put it in the link here as well, so you've got it there as well. But everyone is very welcome. So I've got about 14 minutes before the listening party starts. I hope you've enjoyed the little pre-listening party. I'm going to have another Guinness. Cheers, Joe. Cheers to you. Have a pint. I hope you're having a pint over there wherever you're listening from. That's great. All my Guinness is going down well. So I thought it'd be really nice, just in the last few minutes, in the sleeve notes, it's always small print. And I thought it might be nice just to very quickly read some of the sleeve notes out and acknowledge people who've been involved in the album. So, album recorded at Crown Lane, thanks to John Merriman. And Ted Barnes. Other score assistance was done by Oliver Vibrance. The album was mixed by Aaron Zal, and it was produced by me and John and Ted. And it was mastered over at Abbey Road Studios by Alex Wharton, which was amazing. Abbey Road Studios that the Beatles did their stuff here. Amazing. And it was also mastered by Bill Sherrington. The artwork was by Sandra Howgate, and the marketing was by Claire Teasdale, Anders Morris Knight, and Bonnie Schwartz. So thank you to those three for helping me get the album out. As I say, I dedicate tonight to Uncle Liam. But the album was dedicated for Mum and Jerry. Also for Dad and Laura, who I love, obviously. With love and thanks to all my family and friends and all those of you that supported me. My PAs, Joe Moffat, Dave Del Cid, Dave Rook, Wayne, Pickles Norman, Ben Knoll. My godchildren, Georgia, Benjamin and Courtney. The Giles family at Epsom and Ewell. The Cochrane family, the Morris family, the Day family. And the wee Rockin' Paddies. Julia Cracknell, Steve Cracknell. My Reasons to be Cheerful family. Patrick Hastings for the poetry. Laura Guthrie, Jenny Seeley, Tom Besford and the team at Folk Expo. Karen Meyer, Becky Morris Knight, Jamie Bedard, Claire Hodgson, Billy Orwin, Oliver Lawson, Rich Leggett, Susan Ball, John Shortall, Sykesy, George Tong and the team at Metronome. Paul and Sue at Tredegar Folk Festival, Alan Ritson, Dave Chamberlain, Kit Bailey, Chaz Jankel, Del the Draw, who sadly passed since, the Blockheads, Johnny Turnbull and Emma, Patrick Samuels, Simon Spilsbury for some of the artwork, Leo Moran of the Saw Doctors for his support, Robin Stewart, Steve Collins, Stephen Lloyd, Claire Richardson, Becky Barry, Sula, Paul Wu, We Shall Not Be Removed, Deepak, Colin Hambrook and all at the Disparate Arts Online, Douglas Noble, Gowan Hewitt, Tim Yates, my heroes up there in the stars, Sophie and everyone that's passed away, who are the heroes that I sing about in that album, Harry Murdoch, Joe Verrant and the brilliant A-Team, Anders, Bonnie and the mighty, mighty Claire Teasdale. Special thanks to Charles Matthews, without whom the Kellycaster wouldn't exist. Thanks to all my funders, Arts Council England and Unlimited, partners, English Folk Expo, Musicians UK, Sage Gateshead, Drake Music, Crown Lane Studios, Grey Eye Theatre Company and Attitude is Everything. Most of all, I want to thank you all tonight for joining me for the 1 year anniversary of the launch of my album, Better Late Than Never. I'm going to have, come on, let's do it. Let's do confetti. Hey, let's have some Guinness. Thanks Yoda for all the advice. Thanks for all the questions. Come and join me in 10 minutes time over in on Bandcamp for the listening party, where we'll just be able to listen and enjoy the album. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, lots of love and thank you for all your support. And I'll see you over in the Bandcamp channel. All right? Lots of love. Be lucky. Oi, oi! Bye-bye, everyone.